Okay, folks, welcome back to the Black Gentleman's Culture Premium Cigar and Spirits channel. Today we are out front with the Coca by Tampino Cigar Factory. This is a 6.5 by 47 stick. It was aged 3 years, and let me tell you, I have no clue when I got it. The only thing I know is I got this last year. I couldn't tell you if it's in the beginning in January or at the end in December. But this cigar right here basically goes with a Coca-Cola. And me being me, I decided to put this to the test. So give me a hot second. Yes, I'm about to do this. I'm about to flip the card around. And as you can see, the Coca, the wrapper is a San Andreas. The binder is Jalapa, Nicaraguan. And the fillers are Jalapa, Nicaraguan. So as you can see, it got the body of cocoa and zest. All right, I don't know what zest is. Cold draw, cola, and oak. I'll find out. And the foot is milk chocolate. This is what they say it is. And so we're about to put this to the test. So now I'm going to go ahead, cut this up. And I'll let you know what happened after the opening act, as they call it. All right, folks. Okay, everyone, we're back, and we're done with the opening act. Now, let me tell you, salt, yes. Bright cedar, yes. Lemon and lime, golden honey, no. Now, in the beginning, before I lit it up, that body does have that zesty smell, but no cocoa. Cold draw, you actually do get cola and oak. And the foot, I would say it was just cola and oak. There was no milk chocolate. Now, beyond that, the cigar is performing well. There is a perfect draw on it, and everybody knows I like to say, if I wanted to use the cigar as a straw, I could. Now, the aromatics of the cigar is very nice. That's where you get a lot of that cedar coming off of that. Other than that, I think the cigar is still opening up and the flavor nuances are trying to come through. Now, do I feel this pairing is going great like they say it would? No. But like I said, I do feel that the cigar is opening up and it should be getting better at the mid-sessions revelations. Excuse me, so I'm going to say it again. The mid-sessions revelation. So apparently I'm going to discover something that should be red pepper, cherry, cream, and chocolate. All right, folks, I will see you after the mid-sessions revelations. Okay, everyone, I'm here with the Coca-Cola and the cigar. And let me tell you, that's why they say pair this. This pop and the cigar are working in a good tandem. I just opened it up and took some swigs of it. And lo and behold, the cream that they say that you should be getting comes straight through after the Coca-Cola saturates your palate. Now, that being said, I'm still waiting on some of the other flavor nuances to kick in. But I can honestly say that cream that they're talking about, yes, the cigar mixed with the Coca-Cola does bring out the cream out of the cigar. That being said, I'm going to get back to you once I get to the mid-sessions revelations. All right, folks. Let me tell you, today I'm very surprised. This cigar pairing is worth the try. I've never in my mind would I thought a cigar and Coca-Cola went together. And truthfully, this is the first time I ever did it. But the amazing part is, it works. The Coca-Cola brings out the clove, the cedar, the cream, and the cherry out of the cigar. And it's making it a very enjoyable experience. The only thing that it hasn't brought out is the chocolate. But I still got the final third to get to that. But more importantly, sometimes folk listen to the recommendations. And today I did. And this is the first time I've ever drank a Coca-Cola with a cigar, and I'm so happy I did. Would I have done this on my own? Not at all. I prefer ginger ale whenever I have a cigar. But that being said, these two are a must try. So if you got them, put them together, and you must, and again, like I say, you must try it because you will not be disappointed. All right, folks, I'm going to see y'all at the final third. Alrighty, folks, we're back at the mid-session revelation point. Okay, I'm getting that cherry, the cream. I'm also getting more cedar, but this cigar is not delivering chocolate. Now, I am picking up one thing that's supposed to happen at the very end. I'm also starting to pick up a lot of clove. So at this point, folks, I'm really shocked. First of all, I forgot to touch on the burn. In the very beginning, the burn was severely off, but it has corrected itself. This is also a very firm and tightly packed cigar. That being said, like I said earlier, the draw is completely open. Now, they are right though. You've got to drink a Coca-Cola with this if you really want to pick up everything they're saying. You could also do, if I'm correct, they are talking about it's bourbon. And me, unfortunately, I got a couple of aged bottles I was not willing to open up for this. But that being said, this cigar is a very good and solid cigar. And right now, I'm battling between a couple of numbers that I want to rate this cigar with the Coca-Cola. But I definitely am going to wait to tell you at the very end. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and continue, and I'm going to see what the final third brings us. All right, folks. Okay, everyone. We're done with the mid-session revelations, and we are now down to the grand finale. And right now, this cigar is supposed to be giving us fruity, clove, simple syrup, lime, and graham. Let me tell you, the clove has already kicked in. And when we were going through the mid-session revelations, the red pepper, the cherry, and the cream was there. Which was absent, and still remains absent, is the chocolate. However, that being said, everything else has delivered. The Coca-Cola going with this is a great pairing. Meaning, if you are having a hard time picking up nuances from your cigar, this definitely will help you because, like I said, these two are a great pairing. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and finish with the grand finale. And yes, folks, I'll be back right after that to tell you how everything went. All right, folks, see you then. Okay, everyone, I'm done with the grand finale. And let me tell you, this cigar has produced the cherry, the clove, the cream, the red pepper, and surprisingly, the red pepper has been very mild through the whole cigar, believe it or not. But the one thing that I wanted, I did not get. Well, there was two things, the graham and the chocolate. Other than that, the cigar itself was very solid. As you can see, even the burn has gotten better. So, after thinking long and hard, I'm giving these two an 8. Could have been better? Yes. And I believe it would have been better if I would have gotten the chocolate and the graham. But I didn't. But overall, these two do work well together. And I would highly recommend that you have them. The cigar, I went and looked it up. It's $14 a stick. And, you know, the Coca-Cola, $2. So this is a $16 adventure if you're not a Privada Club member. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap everything up the way I always do. If you got a bunch of cigars, smoke them. If you got more than a bunch of cigars, share them and make some cigar heads like yourselves. All right, folks, I'll see y'all at the next cigar.